Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today for you I have my top 8 slash top 4 slash whatever you want to call it, link format magician deck. I've been testing this for like a few weeks now, well longer than that obviously, because you guys seen other deck profiles of this, and I've been testing what to do with magicians, how they work in link format, and from what I've tested they work really well, but I've had to make some changes since the Zark variant. So this build right here, it doesn't play Zark, but you can still play Zark if you want to. But yeah, I've just basically been editing the build constantly, trying to get the right amount of cards, right variety, the right, you know, just right ratios and everything. Just trying to get the deck to be its most perfect, the best version. Because what's the point of playing this game if you can't innovate your own deck, change it, put your own sort of ideas in it and stuff. And one of the biggest changes that I made to this deck was obviously, well, what made this deck so changed now is the link format. So I really had to go into it, think of what I needed to change, and think of what I needed to do to make it link ready. And after the 2 weeks of tournament play that I gave it, the sneak peek weekend where I played in a normal tournament without the new stuff from the new set, and then this week where I became top 4, we did basically top 8 split, but I was the 4th person out of Swiss, and through that I realized that this build is probably a bit better. The matchups were basically that weekend: True Draco Zoo, Dinosaurs, which I bricked against and lost sadly, another True King Dino, normal heroes, which you actually saw the match for, and another deck that just escapes my mind right now. If it comes back to me, I'll tell you. But from everything, I've been testing this deck, making sure it's right, making sure it's perfect, just trying to get its best power. So this video may be a bit long because I'm going to explain my reasons for some of the things I play, and just give you guys the full explanation of what I do. So starting off the deck profile, we played the free Wisdom Eye, of course. Wisdom Eye is obviously your best card in the deck. It gives you easy access to any scale in the deck, high or low. This card is essentially any kind of scale you want in the deck. Thanks to it being at free, if you draw 2, you're basically going insane in the deck, and this is just basically one of the best cards in the deck going forward. You have to play this card at free because it just opens up so many options. Sometimes though, using its effect can be somewhat detrimental, because you kind of want to, well, it's not bad, but it can also not be so good, because if you want to get your Pendulum Call off, you can't really use this, and it can and I usually end up, if I use Pendulum Call, using it for a summoning of Harmonizing. So instead of summoning any of the other magicians, I'll summon Wisdom Eye in defense mode with Harmonizing's effect, to just gain the additional advantage of an XC summon. But yeah, so you have to play free Wisdom Eye. It's a great card in general, but it can sometimes be a little on and off for you. Like, if you Pendulum Call, it's irrelevant. If you don't, it's alright. But this card is one of the best cards in the deck, I have to admit, and you do play out free because you have to. Next we play free Double Iris Magician. Probably one of the best cards in the deck. It gets you to your Pendulum Graphs. Sadly, its effect doesn't work if you're going first, but you want to be able to see this card if you don't get to see any of your Pendulum Graphs, because this gives you easy access to the Trap card, which is literally one of the best cards in your entire deck. So normally what I end up doing with this turn 1, if I don't see a Pendulum Graph and I can still Pendulum Summon and make a board, is I'll make Tornado Dragon myself and then just pop it, or MST it away, or any sort of destruction to be able to get rid of it, to be able to search a Pendulum Graph, time Pendulum Graph. So this card at free, it's something you want to see, and it's something you really want to have at free, just because it gives you the accessibility to the Pendulum Graph, spell, and trap card, which just gives you more advantage later on in the game. So free Double Iris Magician, because it just gives you so much advantage. Free Purple Poison Magician. I was originally testing 2, But through testing in general, I found that this card is one of the best cards in your entire deck. Just being able to boost by 1200 and destroy a face-up card on the field, it can be so important for you to actually gain that effect of destruction, or just to gain extra check, that I had to boost this up to 3. In fact, I took out the 1 White Wing for the 3rd purple poison, and that's why we're not playing Zark in this build. You could still play Zark by taking out any one of these cards. You could take out 1 double Iris, or you could take out the 3rd purple poison. But my personal opinion, I find 3 purple poison is just amazing. So White Wing just doesn't come into play, because purple poison at 3 is just too important. I may put in Zark at some point, because Zark is actually still a very good card, but right now purple poison is just more important to me, and I feel like it needs to be at 3. Next, free Harmonizing Magician. We're playing free Harmonizing because she's literally one of the best Pendulum monsters in the Pendulum Magician deck. Just giving you an accessibility to any rank 4 in the game, giving you an extra monster to say Link Summon for free. It really does give you such advantage in any sort of retrospect. Plus, it gives you access to pretty much your entire extra deck through just its own effect in general, where you get to special summon an additional monster from your deck. So free Harmonizing Magician, because it just gives you so much advantage in the deck in general from being a Pendulum Summon from the hand. 2 Black Fang Magician. Through testing, same as the rest of it, I found that 2 Black Fang was better than 3. Basically, I'm gonna go with a Glasgow Yu-Gi-Oh sort of thing. You want to see it sometimes, but not all the time. It's like a 50-50 sort of card. Like, you want to activate it with you want to have it late game, or at least on turn 3, to be able to gain its effect to summon from the grave. But you also want it to be able to put half your opponent's attack points and give you additional advantage throughout the entire game. So it's like, you can really use it, but you don't really need to. So if I'm going first, I would normally search this with Pendulum Call if I don't already have a high scale, or I needed a low scale more. But I feel like Black Fang, it's a 50-50 sort of card. You don't want it to be able to you don't want it turn 1, but it can actually be a card that helps you break through boards. In fact, this card single-handedly has helped me break through a Zoo True Draco deck, and helps me break through a lot of other decks. Like, this card can be actually detrimental to be able to break through a True Draco deck in general. So 2 Black Fang. I'm playing 2 Oath Dragon. I feel like 2 Oath Dragon is necessary now. Playing 3 of this is a bit too much in my opinion. 2 is just the right number for me, because I don't want to see it. I want to see it sometimes, but not all the time. Same as Black Fang. I want to mainly activate this from the deck using Wisdomize effect, so I never actually want to see this in hand. But even when you see it in hand, it can still be useful, because you could use it for a Link Summon, or when you summon it, you can just recycle any magician from your graveyard. So it does come in handy in many sorts of ways. But you mainly want to just have it in your scale to be able to recycle your extra deck to keep keeping able to Pendulum Summon more than 1, essentially. So Oath Dragon at 2 is the right number for me. Never want to play this more than 2, in my opinion, because it just seems too much. Next we play Free Skullcrobat Joker. Stratos of the deck, don't really need to explain it. He searches all your magician monsters, so you need to play him at 3. The max number is the perfect number for him. Next, even though we don't play Zark, we still play 3 Astrograph Sorcerer. He's perfect. Astrograph Sorcerer at 3, it's perfect for the reason that it gives you more monsters to hand and gives you more accessibility to Pendulum Summons. Plus, it will help you Link Summon as well if you need to get that extra monster on board to make a Decode Talker or any other Link monster, just to be able to gain the advantage to be able to get to said Link monsters that you want to summon. So, Astrograph at 3 is necessary. It also helps prevent OTKs by your opponent. They kill a monster, then you just summon this out, they can't kill you, and you get to search another monster. So, Astrograph at 3 is very necessary in the deck. Next we play Free Gofu. Generic staple for the Link format. It makes everything better. You generally want to open this card, so playing it at its max number is necessary. So you really do want to play this card at 3. no matter what, just because it's a free Decode Talker, and Decode Talker just makes this deck so much better. Being able to negate a target of a Masterpiece or a Trident or anything of those along those lines really does come in handy. So go for it free really just helps you out through many situations, because it can make that Decode Talker or that Gaia Saber if you're playing Gaia Saber as well, seeing as Gaia Saber just needs the 2 token, it can just be used with all 3, the 2 tokens and the Go for itself. Next we play 2 Ash Blossom. This really is still the best hand trap in the game. Just being able to negate a search through or a summon or a mill really is good. It's insane. Like, using this, you can negate Trickstar Reincarnation with this to stop them from banishing your hand. You can negate. You can also negate Canadia. You can negate Diagram. You can negate a Demise, which is usually when I'm up against True Draco, I save the Ash Blossom for the Demise itself. So Ash Blossom in general, just an amazing card. I wouldn't play her at more than 2, because I feel like 3 would be too cloggy. But 2 is just the right number for me, so I'll keep playing her at 2 until I feel like I need a 3rd. And Maxi, because it's broken, I don't really need to explain it, and it gives you tons of draws. Yeah, Maxi at 1, staple in every deck. I'd like to think. Next for spells, we play 3 Duelist Alliance. Just being able to search anything with Pendulum in its name. There's tons of options. You can search your Pendulum Call, your Pendulum Graphs, your Iris Magician. You can search anything in the deck really which has Pendulum in its name. So it just really is necessary at 3, because it's basically the rotor of the deck. It gives you access to your trap card, your spell card, your Pendulum Call, your double Iris Magician. It just really is a very good card to play at 3, so that's why I'm playing it at 3. Next we play 2 Pendulum Call. Don't want to play this at 3. I feel like at 3 it would be too cloggy, I would see it too often, and I do want to see this card, don't get me wrong, but Pendulum Call at 3, it's too much. Plus it loses to Ash Blossom too easily, so if I feel like I'm going to get Ash Blossomed, I never use this card. Like, literally. If I'm going first and have a way to bait an Ash Blossom, I will usually normal summon the bait first. Then if they don't do anything, such as normal summon Joker, then if they don't do anything, I'll then use the Pendulum Call, because I feel like baiting them into using the Ash Blossom, and if they don't, or if they don't even think, it really is necessary. So 2 Pendulum Call is enough. 3 is too much in my opinion. You don't want to see more of this card. You just want to have it at the right number of 2. Felt in testing, I've never needed this more than 2. Plus, with it being searchable by Duelist Alliance, if I ever truly want to add it to hand, I'll probably have a Duelist Alliance to add it. So 2 Pendulum Call is more than enough. 2 Star Pendulum Graph. We're playing 2 of this card because it's a very good spell card. Being able to search any Magician Pendulum monster when a Magician Pendulum leaves the field. It's a very good card, especially when you combo it with Wisdom Eye or any of the other Magicians that let themselves leave the board, such as Black Fang or Iris Magician. It just gives you more advantage and more plays in the deck in general. So playing this at 2 is good. Plus it's searchable by Iris and, as I said, Duelist Alliance. So 2 Pendulum Graph is more than enough. Next we play 2 Pot of Desires. Don't really care if I banish a lot of stuff. Like, the chances of me banishing a 3 of are very low. As long as I don't banish 2 of my trap or all my traps, I will be happy. This is mainly here just to be able to unbrick hands sometimes, and I feel like if I played out more than 2, I would brick more. So just here to unbrick hands, make sure I get rid of cards that are going to be dead later on in the game. Pot of Desire is just a very good card in Magicians, and plus it says draw 2, so how is that bad? It's a +1, or in guys who don't count +1, a -9. But yeah, 2 Pot of Desires is pretty good for me. 2 MST. We're playing the MSTs obviously because we want to be able to pop a Iris Magician here to be able to search our Pendulum Graphs and just be able to gain more advantage. I just find it better to play MST over something like Cosmic Cyclone, because it just gives us the advantage that we need to be able to search the pendulum graphs. It gives us ways to pop back row, deal with a diagram or two, and all of that other good shit. And finally, we play one Raigeki, because Raigeki is a staple, just like all the other one-ofs in the deck, such as Max C. You want to play Raigeki just so you can be able to board wipe your opponent, to be able to just get around them and just win the duel a lot easier, because Magicians can OTK really easy. And finally, for the last two cards in the deck, we play 2-Time Pendulum Graph, the best trap card in the deck, probably in the game right now, possibly, seeing as D-Barrier has kind of gone off the radar because links have come out. But we do play 2-Time Pendulum Graph because it just enables us to clear our opponent's board very easily, being able to, if we've activated Pendulum Call especially, being able to clear 2 cards on the board very easily, one without even targeting, and also just being able to clear Magicians to get more searches with something like Star Temp Pendulum Graph, or just being able to resolve effects such as Poison's effect to pop another face-up card, or Black Fang's effect to summon from the graveyard. It just gives us a lot of advantage in the deck. Plus, it makes our opponent neg, which also helps us in the long run. So, 2-Time Pendulum Graph, because it just does really good. For the extra deck, we obviously have the 2 tokens for the Gofus. Yes, we have green and pink here. Or is that purple? I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments below. Very detrimental to the deck, obviously. Being able to summon these with Gofu is very needed. Just joking, guys. But yeah, 2 tokens. But anyway, let's get into the extra deck. So, we play 2 Link Spider. Currently, we have to play the 2 Link Spider. I would much rather this be a Proxy Dragon, just because it's because that's a Link 2 and it's generic. The only reason we're playing these two right now is because they work with Gofu. You need to play at least a way to summon Gofu, to summon Decode Talker with Gofu. Because of it, it gives you your advantage in the late game, and it gives you your ways to pendulum summon more than one monster. So, well, from the extra deck. So you want to play 2 Link Spider because it's just generally necessary right now. When Proxy Dragon comes out, these 2 will obviously turn into a Proxy Dragon. But right now, they are Link Spiders until we get Proxy Dragon. Next we play 2 Decode Talker. From what I've done, from my testing, I found that I can make Decode Talker just as easily without using Gofu. So I play 1 for the Gofu itself, and then 1 to be able to summon. With just pendulums in general. So I play 1 Decode Talker just to be able to actually play the game if I don't have a Gofu, and then another one if I get a Gofu. Plus, this card has very good advantages in the deck. Being able to negate a target is very big in this deck, especially because you can summon the monster back if it's a pendulum monster. It just means it's such free negation and such free destruction, because every time my opponent targets something with a Masterpiece or a Dryden, I'm destroying that card. As long as the Masterpiece isn't unaffected by monsters, that Masterpiece is dying. So Decode Talker at 1 is very good in my opinion. Just being able to destroy any face-up card, just being able to negate and destroy anything that targets. Like, it protects the trap card, it can protect any monster, it protects everything. So, very good card in general with Decode Talker. Next we play 1 Gaia Saber, just a generic Link monster that gives us an extra monster on board and an extra Link arrow. This is just something to make with Gofu if you've opened like 2 Gofus and your opponent stopped one, or stopped the Decode Talker summon. So this is just something additional just to help out. It does come in handy, being able to, just being a 2/6 beat stick with a link marker pointing down, just gives us advantage in all sorts of ways. Like, this has actually helped me win a game, so you can't say no to it. Next, 1 Topological Bomber Dragon, or Topological Bomber Dragon. I'm thinking of cutting this, personally. I may cut this for Zark again, or put in a Trapeze Magician. I took out Trapeze Magician for this just because I felt like we already had a good 2/5 monster, but I never summon this, and the times that I can summon it, I don't need to, or it could lose me the game if I did. So I'm probably going to take this out for a Trapeze Magician, or maybe put Zark back in. I don't know right now, but right now this is on the chopping block, so if the deck build changes by next time you see it, this guy might not be here. But my logic behind playing him was, if I want to Pendulum Summon, I could Pendulum Summon a Black Fang, 2 Black Fangs or 2 Poisons with a Black Fang, and then just gain advantage from summoning with the Black Fang outside of the link marker, and popping 2 face-up cards my opponent controls, plus their entire main monster zone. So he's very good in that retrospect, just being able to be a Raigeki on himself. Plus he's got a Flame Wingman effect, which is alright as well. Just being able to, you know, deal 3k maximum every time, it can be very good. So 1 Tropological Bomber Dragon, 1 Abyss Dweller, don't really need to explain it, for Dinosaur matchup, for True Draco matchup, very basic card to play, just helps you out a lot. 1 Dagusta Emerald, don't really make him much now, to be honest, but so he's kind of on the chopping block as well, but he's basically here just to recycle like your link monsters or your extra deck monsters, stuff like that, to give you carry on playing, keep you playing. Tornado Dragon, just an amazing card, rank 4 in general. Don't really need to explain him because he's MST on legs. He's here for the same reason as MST, to pop my opponent's back row, to pop Iris Magician to get me the search for our broken trap card here. Same reasons. So 1 Tornado Dragon, 2 Time Star Magician, your generic searcher of the deck. Searches any of your dark spellcasters, so that can be Skullcrobat Joker, Astrograph Magician, any of your dark magicians, such as Iris Magician, Poison Magician, Black Fang Magician, just the generic search of the entire deck, and he's usually commonly the monster you go into turn 1 regardless, so he's a very good card. He's a very good card, just being able to search anything. Now for one of the new additions, Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. Very, very good card. Just being able to be a minimum of 2/5 damage, and that's not even a joke. Like, this guy can single-handedly take your opponent's bitch, take the bitch, combine it with itself, and then deal your opponent big damage. Like, literally. This monster, I think the biggest damage I've dealt with this monster so far is about over 5k. Over 5k. Probably about 5-4 on a masterpiece, but in general, this card can single-handedly win you a game. It's mainly here for FTKs, but it can be very good in the long run as well. Synchros, we play 1 Supreme Dragon Clearwing. This is basically Raigeki on legs, / can be same thing as the Dark Rebellion, but a little different. It will destroy any monster it attacks, and then and this is before damage calculation as well. Deal damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. Plus, it will be able to redirect its attack because the damage step has not happened. So this monster could be like minimum 2/5 as well, just because of its own effect. So, very good card. Plus, as I said, it's Raigeki on legs, being able to destroy every face-up monster your opponent controls when synchro summoned. So, very good card to be able for a synchro monster. And these two are only generic pendulums for only pendulum support. So it's funny how only pendulums can play them. Next, we play 1 Omega. Kind of obvious that we play the Omega, like, it's Omega, why wouldn't you play it? It's free as hell, it can clear itself from the extra monster zone, being able to give you additional advantage. Like, playing it's kind of a no-brainer to play this card, so 1 Omega. And then for the last card in the extra deck, we play 1 Ignista. Never gonna cut this guy from the extra deck of a Pendulum deck. He's just too good. Being able to get rid of any monster on the board without targeting, it's just too broken, and it helps out so much. So 1 Ignista because it's just such a broken card in general, and it's only good in a Pendulum deck. And just for reference, guys, because of it, this is like the top 4 deck profile. The side deck I played was there's literally no relevance to this right now because I don't know how the format's going to turn out fully. So obviously this is only until the ban list as well. So this side deck could change dramatically. So we played 2 draws for our True Draco matchup. definitely necessary. 2 Ghost Ogres, for True Draco, Zoo, even Trickstars being able to destroy that stupid red one. Very good. 2 Kaijus, 2 Gamma Steel. Just being able to clear any monsters is free, and as people say, there's a Kaiju for that. So yeah, Kaijus. And 2 Dark Hole because it's more board removal. This mainly goes in against Zoo. Of course, it can also go in against any big spammy board decks as well, but mainly against Zoo. 2 Day Barrier for Zoo and Pendulum Magicians and anything that just runs a large resource of extra deck cards. 2 Strike because Solemn Strike is literally one of the best trap cards in the game right now, being able to negate any inherent summon such as Link Summoning, much better than D Barrier. And finally, 3 Mask of Restricts because True Draco's a bitch, so we want to have as much stoppability for that deck as possible. Sorry guys, didn't mean to do that. But yeah guys, that's the video of the Pendulum Magicians. This deck is really fun to play, guys. I'm not gonna bullcrap you. This deck is a very fun deck to play. Just being able to gain all the advantage you want. Just being able to do tons of combos. Like literally, this deck has so much you can do in general. Like obviously, it mainly revolves around the trap card, but just in general, this deck has so much it can do. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Tell me what you think of this deck profile in the link in the comment section below. Tell me what you think of it. Give me your opinions. Tell me if you're going to play this deck yourself, because I feel like this is one of the best variants of the deck. Just not playing Zark, obviously. If you want to play Zark, as I said, you can. You can take out a card or two, put Zark in. But this is just the build I find to be the best. I may test Zark again, but right now I'm not. But yeah, guys, give me your opinions on this in the comment section below. And don't forget, guys, to please like, comment, and subscribe for more Yugioh videos. Press the notification button to be notified of future Yugioh videos. And I'll see you guys next time. And as I say to everyone else I play with this deck, pendulums never die!
Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video for more Yugioh videos. And check out the links in the description for the previous video, and the link to my Facebook page where you can see previous videos that I've posted there, and any other information that I may have posted there. I hope to see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.